Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dana, and we are in Levi's Lounge with SYML. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me. This
I know,
is awesome.
I know you're Brian, but
Yeah.
SYML.
Yeah.
So that sounded really good. That sounded
you.
studio style good. And I was just
Whoa.
there and talking to you, and you're just drinking coffee and having a conversation, and we're laughing and talking about podcasts.
Yes.
So, do you do vocal warm-ups? Or
No,
do you just...
my like label and everybody that works with me probably hates that I don't, but I just like to roll the dice.
Right.
We'll see how it sounds.
So I definitely want to talk first about ghosts.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
man.
family, that's my friends, and they're so angry.
It's real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I was saying. I like the passion behind it is really like I have a mad respect for people who spend the time and energy reading and educating themselves about the things they're passionate about. But for some reason, it just comes out in the most loud and like not wanting a dialogue kind of thing. And people just behind when they start typing or the people who are bold enough to post themselves talking about the things.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my gosh. And or videos that they make and it's like just like the most like insane like flashing things at you like did you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That song is like I know like so much but other times I'm like well I'm really private but I still want you to know this like it's a really crazy human experience.
It really is. Like I never talk publicly about this, but I want you to know. You know,
I'm
it's
gonna
like.
post this for
but I'm gonna
everybody to
post
see.
this publicly on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel I totally get that. I've had to, and it makes me so sad because people that I'm actually friends with, I've had to unfriend, whatever that
Yeah.
means, you know, on Facebook. And it's such a weird feeling. Like, what kind of world is that? It's just a really weird feeling.
Yeah. And then you get weird with yourself if you're like, well, should I like this? What is it gonna? What
Oh my
message
God,
is it
and
gonna
there's
send
that.
to
I hate
people
that.
if I like it?
Right.
Or like block. I just block.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I'm like, nobody's paying attention. And literally, I'll get a text from somebody like, "Why did you like that thing that so and so?" I'm
Right.
like, "What are you doing right now that you're paying
Yeah.
attention to that?"
Yeah. Why do you care so much?
I know.
Gosh.
Why is that even
People.
interesting? I
Yeah.
know. People are crazy.
People are the worst.
I know. People suck.
We are awful.
We're terrible.
Yeah.
And then, but the other thing is when people are like, "You guys," and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, this is the Bay Area. Nobody's like, we're not those people.
Right. It's an echo chamber.
Yeah.
That's what it normally is. Like people going off about, you know, obviously in the news, like whether it's gun control or whatever. Like, and there are a ton of people with reasonable views on both sides, but they're preaching to their own choir, or like the people they used to know in high school who just want to pick a fight or something. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Body as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why that song resonates with me, and it just makes me feel really sad. Like, what is it? But not in a bad way. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like that's depressing. I mean, I like it. I listen to music for that reason.
I write really sad songs. It's a thing. It's how I like see the world a bit. But yeah, that song is well, the funny part about writing sad songs is like I have a very happy life, or what I consider to be a very happy life, like with my family and my friends. But you know, Body's a very internal song, not like literally like I'm kind of talking about in the song, but it's these different identities or characters that I can kind of like name and call out about myself, and about how every day it's a bit of like you wake up and you decide whether or not you're gonna like take up that fight again, like within you, you know, or let it go and become sort of like.
You mean the struggle, or
yeah,
like?
just like, you know, like insecurity or overconfidence
yeah.
or whatever that balance, like it's constantly trying to find itself, or brokenness inside of you, and you're trying to like mend that all the time, but you're just sort of like repeating yourself every day. It's like Groundhog Day, and it's about letting it go and just being like, well, I'm gonna be new today, and to, you know, whether it's your partner or whoever, like. That's when they usually would enjoy you the best. If you're like, I'm laying it all out. I want to be, you know, sort of reborn a bit.
Right, like I'm not gonna bring yesterday's stuff.
I'm not gonna bring you down into that. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. I really like that song.
Yeah. Thanks.
I like all of them. I like all 6 of them.
Thank you.
They're really awesome. But I know there's only 6 songs on the album, and I was like, and at the end I was like, oh, I was all excited about what's next, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
there's not another one.
I'll have more.
Okay. Yeah, you'll release another one
Yeah.
at some point.
Yes.
Maybe this year.
Yeah. Now, you know, who knows?
So I wanted to also talk because we had this conversation. I want to say backstage, but it's in a conference.
It was in a
room.
conference room.
Yeah, we don't have a backstage, but yeah, we had the big conference table. But I want to talk about SYML. So SYML means simple in Welsh.
Yes.
Which is
my heritage.
Yes.
So I didn't know what I was for a really long time. I was adopted. And back in the 80s, a lot of adoptions, at least in my area, were closed. And it was mostly to protect all parties, but especially the children. And when I turned 18, I really came to blows with my family, whom I love. Like, I was adopted to the best family. But it came, to a head, and I was like, what am I? Like, where did I come from, and why am I doing the things I'm doing? Do other people exist in this world that are like me? Like, they must. I need to know. And I called the adoption agency because that was like protocol. They had to reach out and see if your parents were interested, which at 18 I was like, F this, like, they shouldn't be, need to be okay with it. Anyway.
Well, of course.
Fast forward, I never really pursued it farther than that. I just made the call. They weren't, it was closed, and so I never called again. And then much later in life, when I started writing songs and digesting my life through that outlet, I was okay with the mystery behind it. And now that I have cute little babies and my wife is amazing, I'm okay. I don't need to know everything. But it was interesting because I got these handwritten notes from the agency about quirky things about your family. I wanted to know, will I have a heart attack? Am I prone to these things, these cancers, really serious things? But they were like, well, you're 90-something% Welsh, which I was like, what? Who's Welsh? That's crazy. So I was just telling her, I was telling her, first thing was I Googled Welsh people look. And it was Catherine Zeta-Jones and Tom Jones, and there's some obscure boy band and I look like all of them, sort of.
Yeah.
They're sort of darker and not really typical UK look. And so that was cool, and that became my identity for hardcore for a minute. I got a Welsh flag in my room, and I was like, what do they drink? I'm gonna drink it all. Super, super hardcore. And then grew up a bit, and I was like, okay, that's really cool to know that about me, but what am I gonna do with that? How does that define me? It doesn't really. So it's about that mystery that I enjoy, actually.
That's really cool because you're kind of starting your own story and unfolding your own myth with your own family.
Right.
But yeah, I was saying earlier, I only know one guy who's Welsh, and that's because he always says, kiss my Welsh ass. But he's also from Mississippi, so and I'm like, and you look just like him.
That's so crazy.
It's totally, yeah.
I'm going to start saying that now.
You have to start. You got to get a Wales tattoo. No, you don't.
Yeah, how do you know I don't?
Kiss my Welsh ass.
How do you know I don't have that?
You could. On your leg. No one will see.
Yeah.
And you'll know. But so things you read about people that you don't know if they're true or not. I did hear somewhere that a lot of your songs are about searching for identity, and it's something that I relate to because we talked about back there. I'm the weirdest mix of nationalities.
Yeah.
It's Cajun and Creole, and then Greek and Arab, and then Jewish is in there. It's well, when do these people get together?
Yeah. Under what circumstances?
Historically, they don't get along.
Hey,
in my family, they were all. Yeah.
It sounds like the lead up to a joke.
No, I know, totally. Yeah. So these people got together, and it would be no, they didn't. There wouldn't even be a joke. But so I really, is that true that a lot of your music is searching for kind of who you are? And
it's not literally about that every song in terms of I'm not trying to sort of decipher where I came from in every song, but and the coolest part about this project is that I didn't really intend for it to be what it's becoming and have a lot of people relate to it because it is intensely personal. Yeah. It was a bit if you wrote your diary and somebody found it, I think we should publish this. And I was like, oh, okay. But it's great because, it's not I'm sitting you down and literally reading out of my diary. It's a little bit,
it's pretty music.
One removed from there. Yeah. So if you can deliver, and it's been really, really, and actually the next song I'm going to play was written from a place after really hearing from a lot of people about how my music has, how they've related to it and how it's helped them through, although it is sad in some ways, how it's helped them through a difficult time. And so whether it's my adoption or your struggle with anxiety and depression or, constantly looking for an answer behind why we are how we are. I think that is like the key thread through all of it.
I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if you're not out loud with your struggles, you can't help other people who are
and
having
it's so
them.
heavy, It's too heavy for you just to bear by yourself. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah,
And we're going to
thanks
hear
for
2 more
asking.
songs now.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm Dana. We're here in Levi's Lounge with SYML, and it's time for 2 more songs.
Woo.